All right, Shalom. My name is Ahmad. To my right is Maqua. Uh, other brother is Amataza. We're from the GMS, the Enders Near 2 camp in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Right now, we're heading up to Bethlehem, PA, once again to teach with the brother Malak from the what's the YouTube channel?
GMS,
GMS Face Visitors are like, yeah. So I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Akim, that are learning, building themselves up in the scriptures, and working out their salvation with fear and trembling diligently, and the Akim that's on the highways and byways, teaching the word in true sincerity. And today, I'm gonna pass it to the brother Maqua. He has some, precepts to go into this lesson that we had today.
Guys, so today we're gonna do a lesson on how we all are basically only alive by the mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and we all done things in the world that are worthy unto death. Not just us that are awake, but also Israel that are asleep, and the 2/3 that haven't yet been punished. We're only alive by the grace of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And really he could take us out at any minute that he wanted to, because we all worthy of death. But I'm getting to the first scripture is 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. Know ye not that the unrighteousness shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abuser of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. And such were some of you, but ye are washed. So all of us that are awake, we all committed some, if not all, of these things on the list.
Do you want to go, Slag, I'm sorry. Do you want to go into like breaking down what the stuff means on applies and stuff? Just to Yo, Matsuza,
Sure.
can you look up when he gets to certain words? Can you just look them up? Give them the scripture again.
1 Corinthians
Yeah, I'm
6
already on it.
and
What
9.
word? Yeah.
Going to the which one?
No, I mean just
So we got
just to break it down. So
we got fornicators. Now this could be spiritual fornication, which is worshiping and cheating on the Most High with other gods, or other gods, which could really be in any form. Like how you got these people in the world who want to follow all the their fantasy league and stuff like that. They're committing spiritual fornication. They're worshiping these NFL players or NBA players with their fantasy teams, right? Waking up, following these games closely. Want to see which player got what points. See if they build up their team to see who's doing what. That's a way that you can commit spiritual fornication, by cheating on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and worshiping other things other than Him. And you got a spiritual and a physical.
It's a lot, bro. I mean, just to back you up on that, you see what I'm saying? I looked up that word fornication, right? Because like the brother just put it, that's spiritual fornication. When you basically go off and start worshiping all these other gods, or when you start practicing all these different heathen practices, you see what I'm saying? So when you go into that word fornication, you have the Greek word that's in the Strong's G4205, pornos, which is where you get the word porn from. And it says a man who prostitutes his body to another's lust for hire. Male prostitute. man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse or fornication, or fornicator, slap
Well, yeah. So there's like 4 ways. So basically, like if you said like if a man has sex with a man, woman has sex with a woman, somebody has sex with somebody, like say a woman has sex with a man that's not her husband, a man has sex with another woman's wife, somebody has sex with one of their close relatives, somebody has sex with an animal, bestiality. Those are, that's what classifies basically fornication.
None. And
Physical.
that word prostitution means to be for the public. You see what I'm saying? So when it's all said and done, that's how you commit fornication. You see what I mean? Like the scriptures talk about the woman that sitteth underneath the tree, under every tree, a wicked woman that sitteth under every tree and open her quiver to every arrow. That's what Israel was doing in the spirit when they started worshiping these other gods and doing these other wicked practices, like the brother brought it to a modern sense of understanding. These fantasy football games and what's the next big television show to come on TV and things like that. All these wicked philosophies, you know what I mean? Just to expound on the point.
Go into idolatry.
Okay. All right, and let's see. Next word here is idolaters, and that's going to be in the Strong's G1496. And the word here in the Greek is idolatrous, and it means a worshiper of false gods.
So you got Israel right now. They're worshiping false gods. You got people saying, "Oh, Cardi B is my idol. I want to be just like her. Nicki Minaj is my idol. I want to be just like her. LeBron James is my idol. I want to be just like him. Eminem is my idol. I want to be just like him." So you got Israel right now, 2/3 of Israel going off, worshiping these so-called celebrities, these so-called famous people, going off, committing idolatry. And also in another sense, where you got these people in these so-called churches, these harlot houses, worshiping Caesar Borgia. You can bring to them proof in the Bible to these coons and show them that the Lord was a so-called dark man, a so-called black man, and they will still worship this Caesar Borgia. They will still worship that image. They'll still worship that image. Because Israel is all about idolatry. Israel is all about that. Israel is all about fornication. 2/3 of Israel. And it's an early example of that when Moses went up to get the laws, and they had Aaron make a calf because they wanted to worship something so bad. So there's always time and time again Israel been committing idolatry and fornication against Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Even after time and time again, he's delivered them out of the hands of slavery and out of the hands of the enemy. And time again, they managed to turn their back and then start worshiping other idols and other gods, dumb gods, with no power.
Right, they cannot speak. You know what I'm saying? They can't move, none of that. They're just idols, okay? And the word idol, when you look up that word, it literally means an image. That's all an idol is. It's an image, okay? Like the brother just got done pointing out, Cesare Borgia, that's an image, okay? A false image of that. And then when you go deeper into the definition, it says, use of anyone, even Christian, participant in any way in the worship of a heathen, okay? Now we know for a fact the word Christian there is talking about believers. It's not actually talking about Christianity, okay? The word Christian means one that is anointed, huh?
Yeah, it's like
Anointed. You see what I'm saying? One that is anointed, all right? And the only people that was anointed or chosen were the children of Israel, the Lord's chosen people, okay? That's why the definition there says use of anyone, even Christian, all right? Chosen. That's really what this means. Participant, even because like the brother just said, it's mainly Jake doing it. You know what I mean? It's mainly Jake worshiping these ways of the heathen. It's mainly Jake that's giving the sacrifice to these dumbass idols, okay? It's mainly jakes that fill up these harlot houses and continue to make these ridiculous claims that that's their power. That's a power of salvation, right? Participants in any way in the worship of the heathen, especially one who attends their sacrificial feast and eats of the remains of offered victims. Okay? And an example of that is the scriptures where it says there was a law that had to be written because of that, saying that the flesh of thy children shall not pass through the fire unto Molech. You know what I'm saying? Giving all these ridiculous sacrifices. And then when you look at the last definition, it says a covetous man as a worshiper of mammon. And when you look up that word mammon, it goes into riches. Okay? Things that are against the Most High, earthly riches, worldly riches. Okay? Got it.
And to touch back on the Christians, meaning anointed, to even go even further into that, really only the elect are going to be the real Christians, because they're going to be the real anointed, the Christians, because they're the only ones that are going to follow Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Even because, like the scriptures say, all Israel isn't Israel.
That's right.
So even though they are Israel, they're not anointed in the sense that they're not following Yahweh Shai and what he laid out on this for us to do on the side. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they're not following that. Really, instead of being Christians, they're Borgians, because they following Caesar Borgia and the physical image of what they got set up and the spiritual image of what they got set up. Love everybody, accept everything, and just love. That's it. That's who they're really. Borgians, not Christians. Putting it in a worldly sense. Can you go into adulterers?
Done. You're adulterers. So now the word adulterers here is going to be in the Strong's G3432. Alright? And the word there is Mycos in the Greek. And it says an adulterer. Metaphorically, one who is faithless toward the Most High. You heard that? Faithless. Ungodly. Okay? No, that's it. That's about it. It just says metaphorically one who is faithless toward the Most High, toward God, ungodly. This is all that's all that it gives as far as the definition goes.
So now we
go ahead, bro.
So now we know now these adulterers out here, two-third of Israel, man, they love committing adultery. Physical adultery and spiritual adultery. They love committing adultery. It's their favorite thing to do. Some of them, they can't get through a day without committing adultery. Sometimes with their so-called friends, women, with their dad's women, their cousins.
So it's like you know how people they get a rush out of stealing and shit. Like it's like the same thing. Like it's like getting away with it and shit. It's like Jake. That's how Jake is.
So yeah, like, and I mean, and the crazy thing about that whole situation, like when dealing with the definition is, especially when it talks about metaphorically speaking of the word, you know what I'm saying? We just covered how adultery works in another definition we just broke down. Okay, spiritual adultery. Okay, going back to worshiping all these different gods and such. You know what I'm saying?
And it said faithless. Now we know for a fact, if you're in this truth and you really do have a fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're not going to commit physical adultery. You're not going to do that. Or spiritual adultery, but I really want to touch like physical adultery. You're not going to commit physical adultery because you fear the Lord and what He's going to do to you.
The consequences, yeah.
So you gotta not have faith to commit adultery if you in this truth. You gotta.
Just to back you up further on that. This is why women are not in the truth. Okay, What does it mean to be feminine? When you break that word feminine down, it means to lack faith. Okay? Women by nature have very little to no character because, and by their nature, they lack faith, man. Okay? So when it's all said and done, like the brother just got done saying, any man that's in this truth, that got any real understanding, and that's even written in the scriptures, any man that committed adultery lacketh understanding. Okay? So what does that go to show you? It takes character to be in this truth, and only and it takes character to have faith. What is faith? Once again, the evidence of things that are not seen, man.
It takes faith to have understanding.
It takes faith to have understanding. You see what I mean? How are you gonna have? This is the perfect example of the bullshit we're talking about here.
Why would you? What was the point? What was the point of people doing
What was the point of that?
this? Fucking range. Slocky, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, dog. Like, come on now. See, people nowadays don't even value their own lives the way they supposed to, man. That go to show you how low faith is on the bar of this society that we living in. That's probably a nigga woman too, I wouldn't doubt it.
No, it's fucking Esau, man.
Oh, that's an Edomite. Stupid ass
He
people.
about to go do the same thing all over.
Always fucking Esau.
Babe, get back in front of him.
But yeah, getting back to the matter at hand, man. But yeah, not to ramble, man. But seriously speaking, man, you gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have character, okay? Character comes from faith, all right? This is one of the reasons why, as young males, especially, man, it's important to have a father in your life. What is the key word in the word father? Faith, okay? Yeah, bro, you got it.
Move on to the next one.
Next word is effeminate. Oh my. So effeminate. Alright, so the word effeminate in the Strong's G3120. Alright. The word here is gonna say, the word here in the Greek is gonna be malakos. Okay? And malakos, it means soft. Soft to the touch. Metaphorically in a bad sense. Verse soft to the touch. Oh shit.
And right here we got Jake. It was a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Yo, like the boy that was just in IKEA and shit like that.
Oh, Con. We in IKEA.
Yeah, we're in IKEA, and I asked the guy like, "Where's the checkout or whatever?" And instead of him just telling me where it's at, it's like he just, you know, all smiling and laughing and giggling and all this like extra shit, like as if we was like females or something like that.
Yeah, God. yeah. He was extra uppity for no apparent reason. Like, boy was legitimately just, yeah, are you sure you guys don't want to pick up anything else? Like, that's some shit you do with a woman. Like the brother just got done saying, like, no. Like, your body language was off, and then you had all this extra volume for no reason. Like, what was the point of that? It's just cool. We're men here. Everybody just wants to get on with their lives.
Yeah, just get straight to the point.
That's it. Women are down with all the extra theatrics, not us. All right.
And then one day, me and the brother Mahba from the Plain Tables camp, we was on a train one day, bringing out scriptures and whatnot. And he said he said so-called Negroes. He said so-called Negroes. So then Jake came up. It was an old Jake. He like probably between 50 and 60. So he come up and he say, y'all probably heard this before because he always Jake always say this. This one line he about to say. I like what y'all doing, but
The way y'all are doing it.
but the way y'all doing it. Jake always say that. I like what y'all doing, but because we had hurt his feelings because we said Negro. He said we shouldn't be calling our people Negroes. So we explained to this idiot, this reprobate, we only said Negroes, we said so-called Negroes because if we would have just said Jake or Judah or Jew, niggas would be confused. They wouldn't know what we was talking about. They'd be just looking around. We're not Jews.
Right,
We're not from the tribe of Judah. So we gotta tell you simple Negroes that we gotta address you by so-called Negroes.
Right, because that was the byword that you were given.
Right.
It's all about keeping things in context. That's all we were doing, trying to state facts based on the situation at hand. And he caught an attitude about that. Like,
He got his feelings hurt. He was effeminate.
Kind, exact, soft to the touch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so, wow, it gets deeper. Getting back into the definition, right? Soft to the touch, metaphorically, in a bad sense, effeminate, right? And it says of a catamite. Now, when you look up that word catamite right here, right, in the definition of the word catamite, it literally is a boy kept for homosexual practices. Okay, that's legitimately what a catamite is. A boy kept for homosexual practices. And when you really, especially these so-called Orthodox churches, that's what a lot of these fucking pastors partake in. They like to play with little boys, bunch of fucking sodomites. Huh?
I said Mambala members and shit.
Especially them fuckers, bro. I mean, yo, people like that you want to drop a nuke on immediately, okay? Oh boy.
But not to get off the topic, but in this society, they're trying to make that the same way they try, like, somebody's a so-called sodomite, like, you gotta accept them and try and understand them, and it's like they're trying to do that same agenda with that, you know what I mean? So soon they're gonna make pedophilia like it's this is the way they were born, you should just accept them, and you know what I mean?
Like sexual preference.
Yeah.
Like, which makes absolutely no sense. That's on the same level, But oh man, like you said, like we continue to say, man, this kingdom, man, I keep calling it a kingdom when it's a fucking queendom, man. But this place needs to be destroyed, man. You see all these practices right here? This is all part of basically subverting, you know what I'm saying, and bringing people into madness. Okay? It says of a catamite, I already explained, of a boy kept for homosexual practices, relations of a boy kept with homosexual relations with a man, of a male who submits his body to unnatural lewdness. Okay? Of a male prostitute. Now again, that's both metaphysical, or should I say metaphorical? That's both metaphorical and literal. Okay? When you rock the ankh, you see what I'm trying to show you? And you subscribe to that bullshit philosophy of women being a god and being a power, that's another way of being effeminate right there, okay? Because you're pushing that feminine persuasion, okay? When once again, to be feminine means to lack faith. Femina meaning minus, okay?
And to touch more on that homosexual practices, you got Jake. I heard some stories from women I used to deal with that their friends, they actually have guys that ask them, like the men, like there's a woman I used to deal with, her boyfriend was he was asking her to put her finger up his butt. And there was another case where guy was asking the girl to lick his butt. So you got Jake right there still picking up the traits from this sodomite devil, the so-called white man, these Edomites, picking up their traits just like in this homo stuff. Because what guy in his right mind wants something up his rectum? Whether that be a tongue, a finger, anything. What guy in his right mind wants that?
You all hear something pathetic? In the Strong's definition, it says of uncertain affinity. What does that mean? It says of uncertain affinity, soft. Okay, without overcomplicating things, you soft, boy. You need to toughen up. You need to eat them Wheaties, boy. Okay.
And Jake want to act like he hard. Yeah. Even the Jake on the corner selling drugs. Jake at the gym in general. Jake want to act like he tough. But you just say, if a Edomite or whatever say the N-word, he want to get all soft and in his feelings.
Yeah. Especially these niggas that love to sag their pants and shit. Dog, Do you know that's a prison practice? That means that you're fucking available for another man to pop you. That's what it means when you sag your pants, homie. Come on. Get up out that soft shit, man. And then the scriptures also tell you, because again, when you look at that definition of uncertain affinity, what does it mean to be uncertain? You're not sure of anything. That's what it really means to be feminine. That's what it means to be effeminate, to lack faith, okay? You're unsure of anything. The scriptures say a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You're a man, you're not a woman, okay?
You're not sure if you like girls or guys.
That bullshit.
You're not sure if you want to put something in something or get something put inside you.
Done.
And then you got abusers of themselves with mankind. Like we was just touching on. You got Jake that want to abuse themselves with mankind. You got Jake that want to be with. You got men that want to be with other men. You got women that want to be with other women. You got women that's turning into men being with women. You got men turning into women being with men.
And this is the part that's crazy here. G733, right? And the word there is arsenokoitek. Arsenokoitek in the Greek, and it reads one who lies with a male as with a female, sodomite, homosexual. Simple as that.
Nor thieves, nor covetous. And that's Jake is all about covetous.
Oh, hell yeah.
Jake is all about that. He want what everybody else got, especially the people close to him.
Good.
I want his girl. I want to have better shoes than what he got. I want to have his jewelry. I want to have all the girls like he got all the girls. Jake is probably the most covetous. Is the most covetous on the planet, next to Esau.
God, better yet, here's the definition of the word covetous, right? When you go into the Strong's G4123, it says in the Greek you have pleonektais, and it says here, one eager to have more, especially what belongs to others, greedy of gain, covetous. That's what it means to be covetous, to be greedy of gain. You see what I'm saying? And rap culture, especially the music industry, is full of covetous behavior. All you hear is music dealing with this boy wanna fuck with this dude's wife. Okay? He wanna shoot down his brother over some jewelry. Oh, he owed me this, so I'm gonna kill him for that.
Right on State Route 378.
Like, come on now.
Got someone talking about something. I'm gonna take your girl. That song's talking about making other people's wives your baby mom.
Right, like covetousness, man. Songs talking about stealing somebody's earnings and all this other dumb shit. Like songs about killing some dude off his corner so you can have his spot.
Hitting a lick.
Come on now.
Jake is covetous. But Jake he doing covetous. Jake is his covetous. He do it on a small scale. Esau is doing it on a large scale. He's been doing it on a large scale.
He wants your oil, so he's gonna take over your country, go in there, kill you, blow up all the infrastructure, then set up his contractors to build it back up and make money off you, and put his puppets in office. So after he takes over the country, he could put somebody in there that looks like the people that's there, but then they'll really be doing the bidding of Esau, basically.
Con. And you got Jake on a small scale. He'll take your woman, right? Esau, he want to take your woman, your kids. He'll take your whole family if he had to. He took the whole Israel. He took all of Israel. That's how covetous Esau is. He figured he gonna take Yahweh's people from him. That's what he figured he's the most covetous person, most covetous on the planet.
God, that's why the scriptures call him. That's why the scriptures call him. You know what I'm saying? That man of perdition. That's why America is known as the Great Whore, man. Because what is a whore's main what is a whore's main goal at the end of the day? Gain. Okay? A whore will yield herself to defilement for the sake of gain. And what is the main defilement that the so-called white man engages in? Murder. Okay? Murder, brainwashing. That's what Esau do. So like the brother said, on a larger scale, Esau's the most covetous bastard on the face of the planet. You got all these ridiculous things that they done deal with people. MK Ultra with the mind control and shit, using drugs on people to alter their state of thinking. You got all these ridiculous institutions they call schools where they try to teach you their bullshit philosophies in the churches and all that. Like the brother Lamar just pointed out, you got puppet leaders in there in the infrastructure of all these other countries that's guiding the people down further to the path of slavery underneath Esau.
Then I forgot to mention, like when he takes over the countries, he'll put his like military. He'll set up a military base in the country so he could use that as a spot to select it, like a spot. You know what I'm saying? So we can have his troops there. So if he wants to take over the surrounding countries or whatever, it's like he'll already have his military base and shit set up there.
Yeah, his military presence. That's called a garrison.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then let's not forget about economics. Oh yeah, let's not forget about that. Their money system. What do you think a central bank is so good for? What do you think a central bank is for? Okay, that's like Esau is a bastard. He'll destabilize the country, damn near bring their economy to ruin, and then bring in his so-called central bank. All right, which even puts people even further into debt.
Revolvers.
We even went to drunkenness. We're drunkards.
Oh,
We're drunkards. All right. So yeah, man. Like, and then the next word in that scripture, G3183, drunkards. That's methosos. Drunken, intoxicated. All right. From G3184, tipsy.
Turn right on State Route 378.
To basically be drunken.
and you got Jake, man. As soon as he wake up, he wanna get drunk. Now we're not saying it's something wrong with drinking, but Jake he take it too far. Jake want to do to the point where he's slurring his words. He don't know where he at. He's stumbling. He can't remember where he was last night. He can't remember where he's going. He can't tell the difference between left and right, up and down. And then in a spiritual sense, they're the same exact way. They're drunk off of the wine, being the philosophy of these devils, these Edomites. They don't know who's their gods. They don't know what's right and what's wrong. They think it's okay to have these abominations, the pork, shrimp, and the catfish, right? Because the laws were done away with. Yahweh Shai, who ignorantly called Jesus Christ, he fulfilled the law, but they don't understand that. They say, yeah, he fulfilled the law, so now it's done away with. We ain't got to follow it anymore. So they think that you gotta love everybody you gotta love everybody as unto yourself. Now, when the scripture was speaking about that, they was love your neighbor as yourself. It was talking about Israel loving Israel, not neighbor being people who literally live next door to you and everybody you encounter. Not these devils out here and these heathens. It's not talking about that. But Jake is drunk off of that wine, and they don't know nothing. They don't know where they're going. They don't know up from down, good from bad, right from wrong.
And it's funny too, because now that you said that, Jake being drunk off the wine of these different philosophies, right? I went into a root word for the word drunken, right? Now, this root word is 33184, and the word here is methu, and it says to be drunken, metaphorically of one who has shed blood or murdered profusely. Okay? I'm gonna read that one more time. It says to be drunken, right? And then it says metaphorically of one who has shed blood or murdered profusely.
And Israel's shedding that blood right now. Profusely. Clinging on to these other gods. Clinging on to Caesar Borgia. Praying to these rocks. And the day of Jacob's trouble, them rocks ain't gonna save you. You got Jake in jail right now praying to Allah, but Allah, he ain't saving you. I don't see how you can continue to pray to a dumb God who's literally not doing nothing for you. He's not changing nothing about your life. Nothing at all.
That's right. That's right. God, exactly. Okay. Now that the next word here, oh my goodness, that goes into it even beautifully. The next word here is reviler, right? Now listen to this. This is the word reviler, Strong's G3060, right? The word there is loiderous, right? And it says a railer, reviler, from idios, mischief. Okay? Man, our people are mischievous as hell, man. Very mischievous. We always plotting against each other. Especially. You know what I'm saying? Jake is very mischievous, man.
Like, yo, man, I know Tyrone, man, he got paid Friday. I know exactly the route he take home. I know exactly what time he gonna be here. He gonna have all that cash on him. We can just, we meet him at this one point. We stick him up. We gonna get all his bread. Jacob put all this planning and scheming unto tearing down and robbing his own people.
Yep.
But against Esau, he won't do nothing.
God.
He won't do nothing.
And if he does do anything, he's gonna be instantly stopped. Like, if he does anything, he's gonna immediately be defeated. You see what I'm trying to show you? That's another thing that's funny about Jake. When Jake go to do anything against Esau, most of the time, guess what? Esau is the one that ends up getting the upper hand. Why? Because according to these curses, these devils were going to be the head and we were going to be the tail. Okay? When thou shalt go out against thine enemy one way and flee from thine enemy 7 ways, man. What does that go to prove? That go to prove that when it's all said and done, when you look at it for what it is, Jake is only mischievous with people that he know he can be mischievous with, and that's his own. Like the brother just got done saying. Because he know if he try to fuck with Esau on a certain level, or any of these other nations on a certain level, he know he gonna get his ass handed to him. You know what I'm saying? But that deals with prophecy. For real, Jake is stronger than the other nations. But right now, we're under the curses, so the nations have the power over us. Why? Because the Lord is with these other nations right now. Okay? The Lord is the one that put up these principalities. The Lord is the one that's basically putting everything into practice the way it is right now. What does the scripture say? The scriptures say that the Lord even setteth up the basis of men to rule over us. Okay?
And not only that, even if all these other nations, they got one, even though we're stronger individually, they got one thing that Israel don't got, and that's unity. Every other nation on the planet has unity
Police reported ahead.
except Jake. Israel has no unity at all. None. Every other nation has unity.
Well, now
Like
it lose back to the curses.
Con, I was
Too.
about to say.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So even if we were to, even if we wanted to do anything on a carnal level, there's no way we'd be able to do it, even if Yahweh were to step back and then let us do what we want. We still won't be able to stop him because Jake can't team up together. Israel will not stand together for nothing. Ephraim, the northern tribe don't like the southern tribe, and when you go even deeper into that, the northern tribe inside each other don't like the northern tribe, and the southern tribe inside each other don't like the southern tribe. Niggas don't like niggas, and Ephraim don't like
1,000 feet. Turn right on Mountain Drive
The so-called Puerto Ricans don't like the so-called Dominican. They hate each other.
Kind. And then and you see, and that goes to show what I'm talking about. Like we're divided by we're divided. Like Jake is divided by so many factors. Look, Jake is divided by street names. You see what I'm saying? Jake is divided by class. Jake is divided by streets. Jake is divided by skin color, skin tone, and shit like that. That's how petty Jake is, man. That's just how petty Jake is. You got a Jake that's doing a little bit better than this other Jake, he'll look down on that other brother, man. That's how Jake is nowadays. Jake will be riding around in his vehicle, see a broke brother, you know what I'm saying, and mock him.
But that's how you know it's these curses.
Yes.
Because even the Africans, they even they came together and they said, you know what? Let's sell Israel.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's sell Israel. Israel can't even we can't even team together to even just to say out our own mouths the so-called white man is the devil. We got so many coons amongst Israel.
Yeah, how about that?
They won't even say the so-called white man is the devil. They won't even just say it. Forget about physically doing something. They won't even say it out their mouths. Even the Africans decided to come together and let's sell Israel.
Yeah, the Hamites, exactly. Kind. That's absolutely right.
That's another point out right there. They're not our people. They're not under these curses. Africa's not divided.
Kind. How about that? Africa ain't divided. Fucking Ishmael, them so-called Arabs, they ain't divided.
Right.
Okay? A lot of them characters, they all got the same mindset. Yeah, in all these other nations, you got class that divides them and things like that. But guess what? They look out for each other, regardless.
At the end of the day.
You feel what I'm saying? Not Jake. Fucking revilers, man. Bunch of damn, you know what I'm saying? And Jake don't know when to grow up. A lot of Jake nowadays do not know when to grow up, man. They just too motherfucking emotional. Okay? Which goes into this next definition here. The word here is extortioners. So now when you go into the definition of the word extortioner, that's going to be the Greek Harpax G727 Harpax, and it says rapacious, ravenous, an extortioner, a robber. Okay, a robber. He'll steal from one another, man. Jake is a thief. Oh man, Jake is one hell of a thief, man.
And they always extorting each other too.
Always extorting each other.
Always extorting each other. Like I'm gonna let you hold this amount of money, but I'm gonna put some tax on it. I'm gonna give you 20.
Some interest, yeah.
Right, I'm put some interest on it. I'm put some 20. I'm gonna give you 20, but I want 30 when you give it back. What kind of shit is that? Your brother?
Right.
Trying to make it come up off you.
Right. That's that shit from the devil. The devil made that up. You don't got brothers doing that to a brother.
Hell, even the scriptures, and then that's even more fucked up. Even the scriptures tell you that
Usury.
Huh?
Usury.
Yeah, the scriptures call that usury, man. We're not supposed to practice that when it comes to one another, especially, man. That's usury. All right. The scriptures talk about giving 10% of what you have to the poor. Like, come on now. These are things that, you know what I mean, our people don't consider. And so we end up in this ridiculous cycle of who did what, why this is going on, why that's going on. It's because we're under the curses. All right.
Or
now,
Salih, I'm sorry. I just wanted to, you said it's 10% to the priest, but then the extra that you have, you give it to the people that need.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to the priest, Salaki.
In 1,000 feet, turn right on East 3rd Street.
Right, so that was it on extortion.
Shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. And such were some of you, but ye are washed. So like I was saying, a lot of us broke some of these, if not all of these, while we were in the world, but we were washed by the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. and we were able to come out of the situation that we were in, and coming back to trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and having faith. So we all came from that. Because the other day, like a couple weeks ago, and even yeah, but you got scoffers that'll come up. They'll see you with tattoos, or they'll know you from in the world or whatever, and they'll be like, "But you got tattoos," or "I remember you used to smoke," or "I remember you used to do that. I remember you used to do this," but they don't
Turn right on
understand.
East 3rd Street.
When to be reborn again is coming into that new life, putting off that old man, because nobody was born being perfect except for Yahweh Shai.
Exactly.
He was the only one that remained perfect from beginning to finish.
Right.
We were everybody right now that's on this side were born into a life of sin, and then we're eventually woken up, and then we're reborn, putting off the old man.
Go as far back as the apostles. Was not Paul a
In a
murderer?
quarter of a mile.
You know what I'm
Turn
saying?
left on Stefco Boulevard.
Like go all the way back to the apostles, man. Even the apostles, it was the same exact thing. The apostles of old, Peter, Paul, John. You know what I'm saying? Those that were taken out of the world. They also were doing things that were against the Most High as well. They sinned just as well.
Oh, you
Okay?
mean Moses?
Huh?
You mean Moses? You said Paul about the murderer?
Moses.
Yeah, remember Moses killed the Egyptian?
Oh, kind. But he did that. He did that as a You know what I'm saying? He did that to save his
Turn
bro.
left on Stefco Boulevard.
You know what I'm saying? He did that. Well, when you go back to that account where Moses killed the Egyptian, he looked this way and he looked that way and he slew the Egyptian. It was because the Egyptian was smiting one of his brethren, one of his Hebrew brethren. So he was just looking out for his brother in that regard. But like I'm talking about when like you had the apostles that came out of the world that were doing things, you know what I'm saying,
In 1 mile. Turn right on
that was
Pembroke Road.
against the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And the Apostle Paul, if I'm not mistaken, for sure, the Apostle Paul was an example of that. You know what I mean? When you go into the book of Acts, if I'm not mistaken, Acts the 28th chapter, and the 3rd verse, it kind of gives a little bit of an account. Hold on, let's see. Is it Acts 26? Is it Acts 28, or is it let's see if I can find it. Because he was one of the same people. He was one of the same people that used to what's the word I'm looking for?
Come against the Christians?
He
Oh
used to
yeah,
come
all right.
against-
So like I understand what you mean now.
Yeah.
Not him physically necessarily with his hands killing somebody, but he basically, was setting up the people that was for Yahweh Shai and all that until he got converted.
Khan, exactly. He was setting them up. Khan. That's the proper Khan. That's the proper reiteration. He was setting them up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Khan. That's an example of how we were called out of the world. Like read that scripture again from the top, Aki.
Which one?
Verse 11. And such were some of you.
This is 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. I mean 6 and
11.
6 and 11. And such were some of you, but ye are washed.
Yeah, exactly. So how were we washed? When we were given this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. When Yahweh Shah knocked upon the doorpost and supped with us.
In 1,000
Okay?
feet.
That's how we were
Turn
washed. Alright? Continue that scripture, Aki.
But ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, and by the Spirit of our power.
Okay? And what does it mean to be sanctified, okay? It
Turn
means,
right on Pembroke
that
Road.
when you look up that word, sanctified, G37, the word here you have is hagadozo, or hagiados. It says to render or acknowledge or to be venerable or hallowed. Okay? What does it mean to be hallowed? What does it mean to be holy? To be separated. Okay? To separate from profane things and dedicate to the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Consecrate things to the Most High. So that's simply what it means to be sanctified, okay? What does it mean to be justified? Right? To render righteous or such he ought to be. To show, exhibit, events, one to be righteous. In the Greek, Salakia, in the Greek, that's dikaio. Dikaio. From the Strong's G1344. You see what I'm saying? Such as he is and washes himself to be considered.
But yeah, with that, we're gonna close out. We're gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. You double honor to the elders, apostles, great millstone, who rule well. Peace and blessings to the sincere, occupying, pushing the truth and sincerity and not being sluggards.